Hello, welcome to Loving Me Before I Love You with Tammy Nicole and friends. Well, today, no friends, just me. But I'm excited about spending this time with you guys because I'm going to share a little bit about myself and talk to you from my heart in reference to self-love and its importance to me. I have been on a self-reflection journey, I would say on and off for the last 5 to 7 years. And I said this on and off because a lot of times we get in our own way. We tend to have all these grandiose thoughts about what we want to do, what we think we should be doing. And then we get off track. And so that happens to me too. And I originally was like, you know what? After my divorce, I was like, I'm going to focus on me, focus on what I want, what I need. And then, figure the rest out. And so I did that for a little while. And then I got off track going into, I would say, old habits, not putting myself first, always thinking about others. And then I'll get back on track and say, I need to figure out who I am. I think a lot of us feel like we know who we are simply because we're living the life every day. But knowing who you are is more than knowing your name and what you like. Knowing who you are is a little deeper than that. And so I titled today's message episode segment, Self-Love and Me. And the reason I titled it that was because sometimes we get in our own way. So as much as we want to quote unquote have self-love or love ourselves the way that most people are talking about it today, sometimes I get in the way. And so it's like looking at how much sometimes we ourselves could sabotage the very thing that we say we want. We sabotage, the growth of ourselves. We sabotage the change because we're comfortable. The reality is that we're comfortable. And though we may not be liking our circumstances, situations, or positions, we're comfortable in them. And being comfortable sometimes can be very detrimental to the growth that we want to achieve. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about that as a whole. We go through so much on the day-to-day basis, and we never sit down and talk to ourselves and say, hey, me, why are you sabotaging me? Why are you not, being open to the change and being consistent with the change that we put forth? And so I just think that if we ever take the time to be real with ourselves, be open, be honest, we can make the changes that we desire. So for me, I think consistency is the biggest hurdle for me. I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, it's consistency. I am consistent in being inconsistent. And for me, it's not even just about other people, because I consistently show up for other people, but I'm inconsistent when it comes to showing up for myself. And so on this self-love journey, I've decided, you know what? If I can be consistent for everybody else, I have to be consistent for me. It also was a revelation in reference to the love that I seek from a man. Yes. When I seek love from other people and they give me inconsistency, It's a reflection of me because I'm inconsistently loving me. And so think about that. The love that you want from somebody else, if you're not giving it to yourself, how are they going to give you what you really want? It starts with you. Everything starts with you. Um, Start to finish. So, me creating this platform is really about me being able to be consistent for myself and then bring some of you guys with me along the way. I think we don't have enough platforms that allow people to really dig deep into what self love is. I think we sit around and we talk about it from a maintenance standpoint, from a self care standpoint. Um, we don't talk about boundaries. That's a part of self love. And we need boundaries for ourselves, not just for other people. A lot of times we breach boundaries by doing things we say we won't do, accepting things that we say we would never accept. Uh, that looks like, man, I'm not going to date a guy that smokes cigarettes or smokes anything. But you start talking to somebody, they may not have revealed that they smoke, but the minute you find out, you don't go, oh wait, that's a non-negotiable for me. This is not going to work. We tend to continue because something has captivated us, but that's a boundary that we've crossed for ourselves. It's not even that they crossed it, we crossed it. And so I think that if we take time to really dig deep and figure out what matters to us. Yes, a lot of us have been through trauma. Yes, a lot of us have had missing parents in our lives, be it mom or dad. Yes, life has been hard. Yes, it is a struggle for some of us every day, but you still here. You still have an opportunity to change. You still have an opportunity to do it differently. But you have to wake up and say, I'm going to do it differently. You have to be committed to you. Um, I was talking to, I believe it was my sister, because I talk to her practically every day. We've been, I would say we've been close most of our lives. There are times when we get on each other's nerves and take breaks, but in general, we're pretty close. But I was talking to her and I was talking about rejection. I don't know what I was doing, but I had a little epiphany about rejection. And my epiphany about rejection was rejection is a reflection of myself. And she, of course, was like, what do you mean? And I was thinking, and I was like, when people reject me, the thoughts that I have about that rejection is really the thoughts I have about self. Because most of the time, those individuals are simply walking out or expressing where they are and what they wanted and what they need. But I take it and make it what they didn't want about me, or that I wasn't enough, or that, so those reflections, the rejections are reflections, but they're my reflections. It's not a reflection from them. It's a reflection from me because I created the narrative. And so when I thought about that, I was like, man, when someone turns you down or say, hey, you're just not it for them, that doesn't mean that I'm not it. It's exactly that. I'm not it for them, no matter what that is. Work, friendship, relationship, a part in a play, anything. If the answer is no, it's no for them, not no for me. And so if we ever take the time to not always take what other people dish out and own it for ourselves, it'll make us a little better too, because we have to know us first, right? And so when I thought about that, I was like, you know what? I got to do better for me. Like, I can't allow other people's perceptions or thoughts or ideas become mine. They belong to them, and I should let them keep it. Now, if it's something that I can benefit from, of course, I should be able to say, oh, you know what? I could use that. I'll borrow that. I'll take that. But if it's things that don't align with me, my morals, my vision, my values for self, I'm going to leave it right where they left it. I'm not going to pick it up and take it with me. Our issue is that we do that. People tell you something and you make it your own. You're not good enough. Oh, okay, I'm not good enough. Or by the time you turn this age, you're going to have this, and this happen to you. And you guys are taking it and saying, oh, okay, this is what's going to happen. And then you subconsciously live towards it and start making decisions that will actually land you in the circumstances and in the positions that other people have spoken over you. You have to learn to speak over yourself, number one. But the things that other people think and feel for you, if they don't align with you, don't accept it. Now, do you have to tell them, no, you're not accepting it? Absolutely not. But you can stop it from entering your spirit and taking it over on your own. I remember as a kid, the biggest thing when someone would talk about you, it would be, oh, words don't hurt. Words do hurt. They do. But even when you hear them and even when they hurt, it's on you to decide how much of a hurt are you going to allow them to manifest in your life. I think that if you take time to understand who you are, love on you, self-love is, you do have to do an action behind it when it comes to loving on yourself. The same way you want others to love on you, you have to love on you. It doesn't matter if that means taking a me day. It doesn't matter if it's every day that you take 10, 15 minutes, to gather yourself and reflect on what your goals are, what your mission is. We all have a purpose, and we should know what that is. We should not be out here living aimlessly with no goal in mind, no target in mind, no destination in mind that we're reaching towards. So, I wasn't going to take a long time, but I really just wanted to talk about how self-love is important, but how you yourself can get in the way of that. And so to stop yourself from getting in the way of that, you need to make a plan for what you want, what you need, and try to stick to it. And when you're getting off track, get yourself an accountability partner that's on the same path as you, that's, trying to learn how to love themselves and grow in life. Have somebody pull you aside and say, hey, remember, we're doing this, not that. We're not going to revert back to old ways and old habits. You matter, period. Not you matter, but it's you matter, period. No commas, no semicolons. Once you have an understanding that your life matters beyond what you do for a living, your life matters beyond who you married to, your life matters beyond the children you bared, your life matters beyond the friends that you connect with. Your life matters for you. And as soon as you tap into that, as soon as you understand that from the capacity of, I can only do what's good enough for me, the rest will fall in place. As much as you want to have the approval of other people, the acceptance of other people. Approve and accept yourself. And don't care if they do or don't. We all like validation. We all love affirmations. We all love to be included. But include yourself first. Affirm yourself first. Validate yourself first. Here at Loving Me Before I Love You, we have a going phrase that says, love yourself enough that the love from others is a bonus. That means you got enough. And everything that everybody else give is just extra. Extra enough for you to give back to other people too. We have to do it. It's a necessity. We are out here developing relationships with other people and we don't even know who we are. We're expecting them to figure it out. We are ever growing and ever changing, but you still got to know. The core of you isn't changing. Exposure will change things that you didn't know you liked or didn't like, but the core of you, your character, build it. It doesn't change. So, I say all that to say, be intentional and don't let you get in the way of your goals of loving yourself and finding out who you are. Try to allow yourself the grace of making mistakes because you're going to make them. But always remember, you come first. You come first, no matter what your agenda looks like. You come first. And so I know that I didn't even drop this episode the way I wanted to and when I wanted to, but I had to be committed to me and to say, you know what? I'm not going to say, oh, I can do it next week. I'm not going to skip this week, X, Y, and Z. No, I intentionally set this week aside for self-loving me because I realized how much I get in my own way for doing the things that I really want to do. I don't know where this platform is going. I don't know the outcome. I just know that I am meant to speak into the lives of women to help them understand that loving themselves is more important than loving anyone else. A lot of us want the love of a man, of kids, of friends, but we don't love us. And it's like, why is it that we would want somebody else to love us and we don't? Love yourself. That's it. And once you start loving on you, you change the whole aura and atmosphere of your life. You'll start drawing the people that you desire so much to love on you. The real genuine ones, the ones that you're like, oh, I like that. Yeah, I wish I had them type of friends. You'll draw that to you, but you got to love you first. When you don't love you, they don't going to love you either. It's going to be fake love like you giving yourself. So take the time, make it a priority, do it for you. Because loving me before I love you, it's essential. I love to thank you guys for taking the time to listen. I hope I gave you something that you could think about and ponder on. But loving me is important. And so, stay on the journey with me. I look forward to talking with you guys next week. I haven't quite decided what I'm giving you, But I think we're going to do something on mental health and self-love. Thanks for joining. Loving Me Before I Love You with Tammy Nicole and friends. Have a good one.